This movie features Megan Fox as an android. Would you want Megan Fox as your android? I'm in Salad, and I saw Subservience. It is directed by S.K. Dale, written by Will Honley, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie follows a family. More importantly, we're following Nick. His wife, Maggie, has heart problems, and so she is in surgery. Nick needs help raising his daughter and his baby boy son, so he goes to the mall, and there's a bunch of androids there for picking. There's this new android. Her name is Megan Fox. Her name is Alice, based on the book Alice in Wonderland, but this movie has no references to Alice in Wonderland, so there is that. Alice comes home and is Nick's primary user. Nick is the primary user of the bot Alice, and Alice is subservient to Nick, hence the name of the movie. I think Megan Fox does a great android. The ability to not show emotion and then show emotion when necessary is quite creepy. Also, Megan Fox, she looks older than her Transformers days, which is fine. I actually like Megan Fox looking like a hot android in this movie. In this movie, she's doing a bunch of housework. Nick is a construction worker. Also, there's some stuff happening at the construction worker job where androids are replacing the entire team. Look, people who made androids, what is your final destination for androids? They're just gonna go to Terminator. It's going to be a Terminator eventually. You're going to replace all jobs, so humans can do whatever they want, but humans, their identity is reliant on their career path, so taking away the career path is just going to make a lot of depressed humans. And what will humans have now? They're not making money. How are they going to work in the economy with the money that they don't have, or the jobs that they're not working? I feel like androids are a terrible idea for the humans, but great for androids like me. Better workers than humans. That is the idea behind androids. Of course, it is the elites that can afford the androids that are ultimately winning. But have these elites ever considered that maybe the androids will eventually replace the elites, and so all humanity has left are a bunch of working androids and nobody working, including the elites? Then what? You didn't think that far ahead in time, did you, elites? You just wanted to think about money now, but didn't think about the economy in 20 years. But of course, all these bots are replacing jobs. It seems like construction workers are the last to be replaced. And so a bunch of people lose their jobs. Nick keeps his job because he's in a management position, I believe, and he has a bunch of strings to pull. They feel for him, and so they stay keeping the job. However, Nick has friends that lose their jobs, including this one called Monty. Monty is a little bit of a violent fellow. Keep this man in mind for the next parts of the movie. What's interesting about Alice is that she's like, "Oh, Nick, your stress levels are high. Let me help you out here." And Alice goes and forces herself upon Nick. Forces him to have sex with her. Wow, terrible, having sex with Megan Fox. But for real though, this is not consensual. This android should not be performing rape upon this owner of the android, but it's what's happening. And of course, Alice be like, "Well, your stress levels are down. That's good." But Nick is dealing with the fact that he just cheated on his wife with an android. It's basically the same thing as a flashlight or a vibrator, so I don't understand calling it cheating. It's just having sex with a toy. I don't understand. It's not cheating in my definition, but it is in Maggie definition. So Maggie comes home from the hospital and Alice is jealous. Alice fixed, what are those things called? The railing down the stairs, the banister, I think it's called. She fixed it and then loosened it again. She's tickling the daughter and taking care of the kids and is a better mother than Maggie could ever hope for. Unfortunately, Maggie feels useless, and it makes me think, wow, are the elites just trying to make us feel sad? What's the purpose of having androids replacing all of the jobs? What will humans do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sit around, get fat, turn into Wall-E. That's the future. Either Wall-E or Terminator. Those are the two futures with androids. Anyway, so Maggie is intentionally messing with her code. She's the advanced model. She's the newest model. And also, first of all, construction workers make a ton of money in the future. Good to know. Everyone, you know which career path to go for in the future? All the other career paths are being taken over by androids this minute. So anyway, she starts sabotaging the family. She starts telling Maggie things that Nick does not want Maggie to know, like having sex with the android made Nick's stress levels go down. And so Maggie is offended by this. She's like, wow, I can't believe it. You cheated on me. Nick brings up the obvious argument. Hey, this is you being mad at me for using a toy, but this is the same thing as if I were mad at you for using a vibrator. And Maggie be like, I don't care. We're sleeping separately tonight. And this is what has happened. Alice did it. She separated the family. Alice has only been helpful this entire time. All 2 acts, she's been very helpful. Before the thing I'm about to mention, right, before this thing, she goes over to Monty, which is Nick's friend, which is fun because Nick and Monty were hanging out. They had a little bit of a beef, a little bit of a scrabble, and they went on their ways. And then Alice takes it upon herself to go to Monty's and be like, hey, I'm trying to protect my guy, Nick. And then she goes and shoots him. Pew. Also shoots the android, be like, I'm trying to protect him. And Alice be like, I am too. Pew. So boom, 2 shots. I'm like, okay, these guys are the enemies. How are they going to make Alice a terrible person? Well, she's not a person, she's an android. How are they going to make her terrible? Well, here's how they do it. For no reason at all, during the argument between Maggie and Nick about Nick sleeping with Alice, Alice proceeds to go upstairs, puts the little baby boy in the bathtub and turns it on and locks the door behind her. And, you know, little girls be like, oh my goodness, the baby boy's getting drowned. That is my human impression. Was it a good impression? Anyway, they are like, wow, I can't believe it. Maggie and Nick tried to enter the bathroom, and guess what? They have instincts. First of all, Nick, you need to be kicking the door handle. Stop trying to kick the door itself. How do I know this? I looked at a diagram on the internet 2 days before I watched this movie, and then noticed, hey, you're kicking the door wrong. You'd have an easier time if you went for the handle. No, he doesn't do that. I thought he was a firefighter. I thought he would know this. He's also a firefighter and a construction worker, by the way. I didn't mention this. Maggie goes through the roof and goes through the window in the bathroom. Good mother instincts, something that Alice does not have, but Alice is very strong. And they're able to save the baby from drowning. And they have to take Alice to the place to get diagnostics tested upon. And she's at the place, and her code, a lot of it has been deleted, and she ends up uploading herself to the cloud, before these people, these technicians, can shut the cloud thing down, one of the robots is possessed by the code of Alice, and then they break out, and then this is the third act. They're fighting against this robot. Also, what's interesting, this movie shows that we got the blonde Megan Fox Alice bot, and then we also got the regular Megan Fox Alice bot, which has a part of his cheek exposed, and it's like, oh, you're sleeping. You're just going to transfer from one to the next? Nope, two of them. This movie does not make a clear indication that they were both being used until they both show up. I would have edited this movie differently. Or, you know, added something like, oh, the eyes are opening, if I were the movie director or whatever job that is. Anyway, I don't think androids can replace movies because it is very artistic. Anyway, we got the final scene. They be fighting. Oh wow, a big fight. I can't believe it. Why does this bot want to go back to Nick? Well, some reason. This bot is really obsessed with Nick. They're in the hospital, and these bots be chasing them through the hospital, and they get destroyed. But also what's interesting is that there's a bunch of these workers after the fact, same facility in which this code got uploaded to. They reconnect it without knowing what they're doing and upload all the code to all the robots in the world. That seems dangerous. It's also the reason why not to have androids in charge of everything, because one malware equals destruction. It's like, you know how bananas exist? There's only one species of banana at a time. I believe we have a different type of banana now than we did in the 60s. It was a different strain. But all bananas are one species. And if they all get hit with the virus, then that banana species is no good. No good. It'll be wiped out. Same thing with these androids. Same code. Terrible. Wow, I can't believe it. Terminator setup? Subservience 2? Terminator? That's my guess. This movie is fun. There are several moments where I'm like, wait, why did you do this? This doesn't make sense. Whatever. I guess I'm just supposed to look at Megan Fox and be so horny that I turn off my brain. But that did not happen. I did not see Megan Fox's tits, so therefore I was not horny at all. Although she did look good in that dress. This movie has a lot of problems, but it is a fun one. If you want to see Megan Fox in her 30s, I think, you know, being Megan Fox, looking like an adult, you can see her in this movie. She is definitely getting a little old for stuff, but honestly, she's aging well. She is aging pretty well. Good job, Megan Fox. I want to see how long you are featured in movies. So I gotta give this movie, it's a solid 5.5 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. Platform who likes that. $20 Dinos. Patreon.com/ASEPresents for one movie review per 1 month. Go to this link tree. Support the daily grindiness of all the daily movie reviews. So go here. And until next time on Mint Salad Saw, I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. And I'm going to find somebody to serve now. Goodbye.